Millions of Americans make New Year's resolutions, but only a fraction will keep them. And in this new year and new decade, we're helping you get on the right track for success. So we brought in relationship coach Nancy Pena to help us out. We're so glad you're here. Good morning.
Thank you for having me, Sally. Good morning.
Okay, so what can people do right now to get on the right track with these resolutions, specifically when they come to relationships, because you don't hear of that being a lot of people's resolution, right? You hear of other things.
Of weight loss and career change and all that, but I believe those are the byproducts of poor relationship skills, and they're really not looking at what the motivation is for the reason why I want to lose 20 pounds. Is it because I think that my significant other is going to love me more because I have lost weight? But the real problem is that my relationship skills are very poor. I don't have good communication skills. I have poor conflict resolution skills. And I believe it's those areas that we should focus on first, January 1st, in order to have the motivation to work on these other superficial areas that will lead to a prosperous life.
Yeah, okay, so on this fresh start on the new year, you say one of the things that you can do right away is just write down some specific areas that you want to change.
Absolutely. I think you can have a large picture of what you want to accomplish this year, but you need to define exactly what you want to do. And I think a lot of times people just get a vague idea of what they want in 2020 instead of getting very specific. But also don't try and do everything all at once, because that will kill your motivation, because you're going to fail at some point. You're going to get off track, have a bad day, or have some anxiety that day, go back to old patterns. And what you want to do is just focus on one area at a time, and develop some new patterns so that you can move on to the next area.
Right, I always hear from folks like you, it is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yes.
So, you know, don't look for those quick fix solutions. Okay, one of your other tips here is avoid a deprivation mentality. What do you mean by that?
I mean, don't look at it that I will never have sweets again, or I will never be in a good relationship again because my problems are just too great. You want to look at it as I've made more progress in this time from where I started, instead of looking at it as an all or nothing.
That focus on your small successes, right?
And instead, if you have an off day, you look back and see where you've come from, and you're picking up from where you stopped instead of from starting from square one.
Oh, that's good advice. Okay, you also say make sure you seek support. You need a good support system
Yes,
out there.
you do. You need to be able to reach out to someone like myself who can guide you in that direction. If you're looking for changes in your career, someone to mentor you. If you're looking for changes in your weight, a personal trainer, even if it's just one consultation, you can get on that right track instead of trying to think that you can do it all on your own.
Okay, and if you do have trouble setting realistic expectations, you have some advice for that as well, because oftentimes when we make these resolutions, they can feel overwhelming, and you say you just don't want to overwhelm yourself on the first day of the year.
Correct, and I believe when you focus on just one area at a time, then you can give yourself some room in order to develop new habits and new goals in that specific area, instead of focusing on everything at one time. And then you're just kind of setting yourself up for failure, because none of us are going to be perfect. It took you years to get to this place, and it's going to take a little time to develop some new patterns and new ways of looking at things.
Sure, so setbacks are expected, and that's
Absolutely.
okay.
That is perfectly fine, because you're just not going to be perfect, and that is really okay. What you need to look at is the progress that you've made from this point forward.
Very nice. Okay, and you say in the new year, really resolve yourself to just focus on the relationships that mean the most to you. Those glass eggs that you want to take care of, right?
I believe that if you focus on your relationships, your spiritual growth, that will give the best impact for 2020 and give you the motivation to take on these other challenges in your life, if it's career, financial, weight, that if your energy isn't sapped from relationships that are not working well, and we've all been there, where it just dominates your thinking, and you don't have the motivation to do other things in your life, that will really impact your 2020 for the better.
Yeah, all right, Nancy Pena, relationship coach, thanks so much. We got 366 days, because it's a leap year, to get it right, so we appreciate it.